Good evening, everyone. Today we'll try to understand the basic. Today we'll try to understand the basic of email sending and what is needed for any email send. Okay, what is needed for any email send? So let me go over this topic. Email sending. Okay, I'll just go with very basic. Try to have this basic fundamental clearly understood when it comes to your SFMC. Email sending. When it comes to email sending, we need three components. Many people know that it's very basic, so but still I would like to highlight that. The first thing what we need is an email. To be specific, we need an email message. There is email message and email template. So we need email message, not the email template. Why? Email templates are just the placeholders for the contents without subject line and pre-header. Whereas email message is the one which will be complete. It will have the email subject line, the pre-header, and it will be having your body. Whereas templates will have only the placeholders for your logos, the text contents, and where you can build email messages. Be clear, we need email message. If approval process is in place, it should be an approved email. Okay. Second component, what we need, obviously, it is the two. What is two? Two is recipients. Correct. Two is recipients. And where do we store it? So we have two things. We have list concept, which is very rarely used nowadays. We have data extension. And that data extension should be a sendable data extension. There are two types of data extension, sendable data extension and non-sendable data extension. So we need to have a data extension which has one email address. Remember, this is very, very important. You should have a data extension which is sendable. It should have one field with data type email address. Very, very important. What if doesn't have email address data type? Email will be not sent. If you have two types, we don't know which one will be picked for sending. So always remember, sendable data extension should have one field which is having the data type email address. It should have send relationship. We'll discuss about send relationship in the next video. The third one, what we need is send classification. I'll try to divide each of them in detail. We need send classification, and it must be a commercial one, commercial send classification, or it should be a transactional send classification according to the CAN-SPAM Act and the tool. So you will find two types. One is commercial send classification, transactional send classification. So what is the difference between them? Once again, we'll try to have a short video on those two specific send classifications. Fourth one, which is optional, knowingly or unknowingly, we need a publication list. We need a publication list. Whenever we want to send an email, it's always the best practice to pick a publication list if data extension is used as sending. If data extension is used as sending, we have to pick a data extension. If data extension is picked, suggestion is to have a publication list, and one is all subscribers. Many people don't understand why do we need all subscribers. So all subscribers is the master data, which is also known as a publication list, which comes under list functionality. The second one is user created one. For example, newsletter. We create these publication list, newsletter, event notifications, or anything which is needed. So why do we need it? Whenever we have a single click unsubscribe link in your email, and if you want to manage unsubscribes, so So we'll discuss about unsubscribes and the methodologies of unsubscribe. How do they unsubscribe? If they unsubscribe, what is the level of unsubscription and all? So these 4 components is required. Now the question is, Chandra, what is, we don't have the publication list? Very simple. The answer is all subscribers. It will go from all subscribers. Whenever you send an email, it will go from all subscribers. All subscribers is the exit window of Salesforce Marketing Cloud email application. Without capturing information in all subscribers, nothing goes out. Nothing goes out. So we'll try to understand that. What is needed for email sending? We need an email message. We need recipients in the form of list or data extension. If it is data extensions, it should be sendable. Third component, what we need is send classification, which is in the form of commercial or transaction. Send classification. It based on your business needs. Are they sending any promotional emails, any offers? Promotional contents will come under commercial. And when it comes to your transaction, it is purely based for your transaction sends. Now, within Salesforce Marketing Cloud, so we need to understand different types of sends. Different types of sends with respect to tool. In SFMC, we need to understand the send types. 1, manual send. Manual send, which is known as send flow. We don't find this word exactly, but when we start sending the email manually, we call it as send flow. Second one is user initiated. User initiated email. Where do you find this? It is in email application, that is Email Studio. Under Email Studio, you will find it as email application. Under that, we have interaction tab. So remember this user initiated emails we created. It is just the same steps of your manual send, but we will create it and save it so that it will be a single click send. And in future, when you want to automatically send an email, you have to create user initiated email, which is the same thing present in Automation Studio. So the second one is user initiated email. The third one is triggered email, which is also found in the same tool, users, that is Email Studio. Under the email application, we have interaction tab, interactions actually. We'll find this here, created. So we'll try to learn how to create a triggered email. Triggered emails are sent based on actions. Is sent based on actions. For example, I want to sign up for a website. Immediately when I sign up for a website, I should send an email, or they should receive an email. Whenever they place an order in the website, they should receive an order confirmation email. All these are the best examples for triggered emails. Triggered emails come under transactional one. Signing up, password reset, changing the password, forgot password. All these are the best examples for triggered emails. Click a button, you'll receive an email. That is triggered email. So we should know how to configure it. The fourth one is the A/B test email. A/B test. So the word says A/B test. Actually, it is a send which happens 1, 2, 3, 4. A/B test send. A/B test is basically used for testing two different testing, in the sense it is actually the real sense which happens. It is not on the test data. It is on the real subscribers. Let's assume that we have 1 million subscribers. We want to see whether they click, whether they open an email if the subject line says that, "Hi Chandra, we have 15% off for you." Some people might open for this. It's a very simple thing what you people see in all the malls or wherever you go. Sometimes you get attracted for the 15% off. Sometimes you might get attracted for up to 500 rupees off. The managers might be having a confusion that which one gives us the better click-through rates, okay, or click rates. In this scenario, we will be using A/B test. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 needs an approved email. The fifth one is sending. We have different tools for sending, but what I'm discussing is only the test types, that is the send types. We have test send. Test send is for developers. When they want to test the email, how it renders in the Gmail, Yahoo, so they'll make use of test send feature. Do we need an approval for this? No, actually we are doing a test send. This is for developers. Remaining 4, if approval process is in place, we will be going with, if approved, then only we can use it in 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth one is test send. Actually, that is what the first thing we will do it when we build an email to test the personalization, dynamic content, and more. Okay, these are the components needed, or I'll call it as elements. 1, 2, 3, 4 is needed. The remaining are sent. So there were somewhere in classic content, it has already been deprecated. So we had something called simple send, guided send. Guided send is still there, but guided send doesn't have, it is not present now within the UI, but you can call it as the one which will be used in Marketing Cloud Connect. These 2 sends were there before in classic content email builder. Now we don't see that because it has already been extended or it is deprecated. Any tool doesn't have the classic content. Now it's only content builder. Good with this? So these 2 sends are nowhere existing. Now coming to the tools, these are send types. Where do we use it? Which tool helps us to use it? Manual send, second one and third one is all been done. 1, 2, 3, 4 is all done in Email Studio. So we can use Automation Studio, send email activity, which is user initiated. We can use Journey Builder, send email activity. In Journey Builder also we have it, send email activity, and it falls under the category of triggered send. Remember this point, many people doesn't know it. Journey Builder has send email activity, but this activity is falling under a category of triggered emails. Where do you find triggered emails? So when we configure it, you can see that triggered email concept. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these are done in Email Studio and Content Builder. So Content Builder helps you to make a test send. 1, 2, 3, 4 is done only in Email Studio. When we use Automation Studio send email activity, means you are using user initiated. User initiated is batch processing. Whereas triggered emails are usually one-to-one emails. You might have a bulk sending, but it is one-to-one sending there. So these are the things what we should know when it comes to email sending features. Now, out of the box things what we should know within the Salesforce Marketing Cloud is send classification. Do we create it always? No, it has already been created. You should just make use of that send classification. So let me add those points in blue line, which will be helping for your exam. Favorite questions, what I have seen from 2017. Send classification. It's a simple mathematical formula if you remember this. Send classification is a combination of sender profile plus delivery profile plus classification. whether it is a commercial or transaction. Good. Now let us understand sender profile. Sender profile will be created by the admins usually. Sender profile, once again, just like a mathematical formula, it's a combination of sender name, sometimes we call it as from name, plus sender email address, which we even refer it as from email address. Second point, delivery profile. Delivery profile, usually it will be one per account. If you have private domains, you might find more than one. Delivery profile is a combination of, you might get one question in this blue box. Delivery profile is a combination of IP address. You don't see that IP address, but remember that it is having IP address, the email header, plus what should be there in the email footer. Okay, it's a combination of three things. Header and footer is now been a part of your templates. So if you want to build a header and footer, which should be always included in your email sends, that is done in setup. Send classification, sender profile, delivery profile. So last but not the least, the classification, which should be selected while creating send classification. Send classification is of two types, as I mentioned, commercial or anyone. So now the question is, what is the difference between commercial and transaction? Let me have it as a note. Status, if it is equal to unsubscribed in all subscribers. Let's assume this one. Status is equal to unsubscribed in all subscribers. And if you select a commercial, email will not be sent. Status is equal to unsubscribed in all subscribers. If it is a transactional send classification, email will be sent. That is the difference between commercial and transaction. But transaction gives you an additional checkbox, which is telling whether you want to honor the unsubscribe methodology. Then commercial transaction doesn't have any difference. So when you get a chance, please look into that option. There is a checkbox in transactional send classification. If you select it, commercial and transaction will not have any difference. What is the difference between commercial? How is it different? Send classification, if it is commercial, unsubscribed status is honored. Means even though you try to send the email, SFMC will not send the email to them. If you select transactional, means any kind of money transaction happens, even though they have unsubscribed, you have to notify them. For example, when they swipe a credit card, it's the duty of the bank to send a notification. If their status is unsubscribed, it doesn't make any difference, because they have to inform them. They have to inform them that they have a transaction happened. So that's where we need to go with it. Good with this? So this is the basic information around the email sending. Okay. So I'll be taking a screenshot of this. I'll stop the screen sharing, and this is email sending basics. Just give me an option. Just a second. I'll stop the screen sharing. I'll stop the recording.